All right, let's get right into this. We're going to break down a wellness practice that, well, it sounds almost too simple to be true. It's a method for managing stress, for calming your nervous system, that's been making the rounds online. And, the whole thing starts with a pretty healthy dose of skepticism.
And you know what? I totally get it. When I first saw this, I had the exact same thought. The person who wrote about it knew it sounded out there, and they leaned right into that initial reaction. And we're going to too. Because the whole idea is, well, it's kind of weird.
Yep, you heard that correctly. The whole core of this method is to put salt on your floor, intentionally. I know it sounds crazy, but just hang in there with me.
And then you just stand on it. That's it. It feels totally counterintuitive, doesn't it? I mean, in a world full of complex biohacking and super expensive wellness gadgets, this whole idea is almost shocking in how simple it is.
And that's really the whole point. This thing strips away everything complicated. You don't need any supplements, no special tools. All it takes is your own 2 feet and about 10 minutes of quiet. That's it.
Okay, so let's get into the first part, the physical shift. We're going to walk through what the experience is actually like, going from that initial, ouch, this is weird feeling, to a real sense of calm. So picture this. The first few minutes are not comfortable. Those salt crystals are pressing into your heels, and your body's first reaction is to just tense right up. It's an automatic response to the strange feeling. And of course, right on cue, the mind starts chiming in. That little voice that says, this is pointless, what are you even doing? It's that inner critic that shows up anytime we try to be quiet or do something new, right?
But then, if you stick with it for just a few minutes, something starts to shift. It's not a big, dramatic thing. It's subtle, but it's undeniable.
And this is where your body kind of takes the lead. The breathing slows down, your shoulders, which were probably up by your ears, start to drop. Even your jaw, a place where so many of us hold tension, begins to unclench.
And to be clear, this isn't about feeling sleepy. It's calm, a sort of quiet, present awareness. So what in the world is going on here? How does standing on salt do this?
Okay, let's dive into the science of it, which is fascinating. This section is all about safety and how something as simple as salt can literally speak to your brain. It's all about the why behind the feeling. So here's the deal. Physiotherapists will tell you that your feet are absolutely packed with nerve endings, hundreds of them, and they're all connected directly to your nervous system, constantly sending information upstairs.
So when you're standing on coarse salt, what you're really getting is a natural micro-massage. All those different sized crystals create this unique, constant pressure that stimulates all those nerve endings.
And all of that stimulation, all those little signals, they travel up your nervous system and deliver one incredibly powerful message to your brain. You are safe. That's it. It's a signal that says you're stable, you're on solid ground, and that feeling of safety, that's the game changer.
So when your brain gets that safe signal, it basically gives your body permission to downshift. It moves you out of that high alert fight-or-flight mode and into the much calmer rest and repair state. And that is the fundamental switch we're talking about.
Now, the official scientific name for this rest and repair mode is the parasympathetic state. The easiest way to think about it is as your body's healing mode. It's when you can actually rest, digest, and repair yourself. It's the complete opposite of that high-stress fight-or-flight response.
And look at what happens when you're in this state. Your heart rate slows down, your breathing deepens, your muscles finally release their tension, and all that mental noise just gets quieter. See how this perfectly matches the physical shift we talked about? The science explains the feeling.
Okay, section 3, your 10-minute reset. So, what are the benefits and what's the actual method? Let's break down what you can expect if you give this a try.
So, about an hour after you do this, people have noticed some pretty cool effects. A clearer head, joints feeling lighter, a steadier heartbeat, and way less of that anxiety that can creep in at night. It's not a jolt of energy, it's a real system reset.
And get this, the benefits can even last until the next morning. People have reported waking up with less puffiness in their face, not feeling as stiff in their back, and just generally having a calmer, clearer start to their day. It's a pretty amazing example of how a small, simple action can have a big ripple effect.
So, if you're thinking about trying this, the method itself couldn't be simpler. First, make sure you've got coarse sea salt. The fine table salt won't work the same. Spread a nice layer, about 1 to 2 centimeters, on a towel or in a basin. Then, stand on it barefoot, making sure your weight is evenly distributed. Just stay there for 10 minutes, and when you're done, just rinse your feet with a little warm water.
Now, it's really important to put this in the right context. This isn't therapy, and it's not a medical treatment. Think of it as a tool for sensory grounding. It's a simple way to reconnect with your body and use physical sensation to help regulate your nervous system when it's feeling all out of whack.
And this last quote just sums up the whole philosophy perfectly. We so often try to think our way out of stress, to argue with our anxious minds. But sometimes you calm the mind by speaking to the body first. You send the body that signal of safety, and the mind, well, the mind will follow. And of course, just a quick disclaimer, this is a practice to help support relaxation and regulate stress. It is not a medical treatment, and it's not intended to diagnose anything. And like with anything, individual results are going to vary. So if you're curious, it might be worth a try just to see how it works for you.